everyone. Welcome to This Epic Disaster here on another Monday, right?
That's when it comes out.
And the Monday after the big Halloween parade. And, okay, so we've been working on the Halloween parade for quite a while. And as we're talking about it right now, it hasn't happened.
Which Halloween parade would that be, Rick?
The Halloween parade we were just in.
Uh-huh.
But yet, we're not.
So what he's talking about is the Little 5 Points Halloween Parade, which we are going to be in. We are recording.
We were
this.
in.
We
We
were
were
in.
just in.
We were just in.
Yesterday? No, the day before yesterday, we were in it. Man, it was so much fun though. We had a great time.
Yeah, we had a great time
giving out stickers and carrying our banner. Okay, so again, we really haven't.
We haven't actually
at this
done
point
it yet.
done Halloween parade.
But if you came to the Halloween parade and if you saw us there and if you got one of our stickers, thank you for listening.
Heck yeah, we gave out a lot of stickers, and I want to mention one thing, but I'm going to mention two things.
Okay.
We had a banner.
Yeah.
Our This Epic Disaster banner. And I think you made the comment that there's no reason why our faces ever needed to be that large.
Ever.
I'm not so sure I've ever seen my face that big.
I don't think I have either.
But our faces are really large on the banner, and I think we should take that banner everywhere we go from now on.
I think I should just tape it to the back of my car.
Yeah. And stickers of that. Now, if you didn't get one of our new stickers, which actually has our great faces on it, too bad. They're all gone. But I think we're going to try to reprint those because they're kind of cool. I like them.
They're fun.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. So
to hand people a thing with just your face on it.
And I want to give a quick shout out to the printer because I mentioned this company before because I think they printed our stickers before.
Okay.
But I want to mention them again because I just love, and they're not a sponsor. We don't get paid. They don't even know we do this.
Right.
But I keep ordering from them, and every time I'm satisfied, and I like it, and their prices are so cheap. My wife works for a hospital, and she has to order some printing sometime. So I got her to order some stuff, and now she's on to them because she loves them. But it's called Print Runner.
Print Runner.
And if you need anything, buttons, stickers, business cards, banners with our giant faces on them, go to Print Runner, get them printed. They print them. It's great quality. It's really, really fast. And I still can't believe how cheap it is. So we're going to probably do our next stickers with them as well.
And what did you say that URL is?
I don't know. It's Print Runner. And I think it's printrunner.com, but I'm not positive. Now, I did get some crappy stickers from them once.
Oh, no.
Do you remember when we did we did our This Epic Disaster?
I didn't know that was the same place.
Yeah, black and white photos. Stickers. And they send them to me, and everything came out really, really gray. It was like the ink had run out.
Right.
And I was very disappointed. And I called customer service, and I was like, "These are not good." And they were like, "No problem." And then, like in just a few days, maybe a couple of days, I got a new shipment, brand new stickers, and they were perfect. That's customer service.
That is customer service.
And they covered it, and then I didn't have to pay a dime for it.
Cool.
It was awesome.
That is very cool.
So Print Runner, my experience with them, I've been using them for a long time, and I will continue to use them until they start sucking.
Should we toast to that?
We can toast to that.
Okay. So what we do on the podcast is
Yes.
every week we do a live beer review.
That's what we're about to do. Is
We're
that what you're
about to
saying?
do that very same thing. Yes, a live beer review. We drink a beer while we chat and while you listen. And at the end of the episode, we will tell you, we will rate this beer from 1 to 5.
That is correct.
And we will tell you what we think of it in our very limited knowledge.
And mostly our knowledge is just whether we like it or not.
Basically,
But we try to describe it, and we try to encourage you to get it.
Really?
That's a dark-looking beer.
Is that your reaction to a poured beer?
That looks awesome. All right, so I want you to, I've got to pour it, and then you need to tell people what we're going to be drinking today, because I'll tell you one thing, this just looks like it's going to be delicious.
It does look delicious, and it also has really neat artwork on the bottle.
Yeah.
So this is, I'm going to try and say this properly. I apologize to everybody, but this is a Elysian. Thank you. It's Elysian Dark Knife. It's a pumpkin Schwartz beer.
Okay.
And it's pretty awesome. The artwork on the label is cool. It's got a knife cutting into a pumpkin.
Now, we've had a couple of Elysian's beers on our show before, and all of their artwork on their cans are pretty awesome.
Very awesome. Now, this one is an unfiltered pumpkin Schwarzbier, so they
kinda
told you
excited about it.
to be careful when you pour it
All right.
because it might have sediment.
You know what I'm doing first?
You're
I'm
gonna
sniff it.
sniff it. He's gonna huff
Sniffing
his
it.
beer.
Okay.
All right. What do you think?
I don't smell pumpkin. It's sort of coffee-ish smelling. Not as dark as I thought it might be. No, you're going all the way. You're taking a sip.
Ooh, num num num.
Really? All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it, Toe.
I am enjoying that already. All right. So again,
Yeah.
at the end of the podcast,
Okay.
we will tell you what we think.
All right. One of the things I wanted to talk about, I just earlier today I went and I picked up your puppy.
You got my dog.
I picked up Toffee, brought her here, and here's what I want to talk about: your neighborhood, Grant Park. For those who know Atlanta, who
Yes.
hang out in the Atlanta area,
Yes.
Cheri lives in the Grant Park. Why is it your neighborhood is so Halloweeny? You
It's-
know what I'm saying?
Well, what's funny is that my neighborhood really isn't all that Halloween.
It is. I drove around and people like if you drive around my neighborhood, somebody's got a little thing here and there and whatever. So many houses in your neighborhood are like almost over the top. And your friend,
Yeah.
you could talk about that, but he's way over the top. He's got, I mean, he might have the top.
He does have the top.
Yeah.
And
But
it
I
took
saw-
us a week to put it there.
I saw a lot of people who are really, really, they push the limits, almost like Christmas. You know, you go see the Christmas houses that are really overdone. These are really, as our president would say, bigly done.
Bigly.
Yeah. So why do you think that is? Why is that? Grant Park is like that. Why? Are there a lot of pagans in Grant Park?
No, there aren't a lot. Well, maybe. I don't know. But there are a lot of beautiful porches in Grant Park and a lot of area to decorate.
Yeah.
So I think that might have something to do with it. We're trying, me and my friend, my neighbor, who I helped with his Halloween decorations this year. We're trying to get more people to do more stuff.
Is that maybe why it's going on?
Maybe.
What is all right? So you've been doing decorations now, and you've been doing it some with him for a while.
Since
but
I've lived there.
I got to say, maybe you're like an expert. So all right, so
Okay.
let's say someone wants to decorate for Halloween. Give me some pointers. What are your Halloween decorating pointers?
Well, you want to fill the space,
Uh-huh.
whatever the space may be. If you choose to do your entire yard, you should probably fill your entire yard.
Right.
If you choose to do decorations only on the porch, you should do the whole porch. Because here's the thing, is if you have a large yard, like my friend does, and you do one piece over in this corner and you do one piece on the other side of the house, it's not going to look cohesive. So you're going to want to try and have a theme. And that theme can be anything.
Like when you say a theme, so like this is all ghosts or this is all zombies,
Something like that. Or these are all undead creatures,
Okay.
that kind of thing. Or if you don't want to have a theme, you have to have kind of a style. Or you can have both. But with the style, this is what happens. With the style, you don't want to have a cutesy little pumpkin over here and then have a zombie coming out of the ground over here that's actually frightening looking.
Okay.
That doesn't really look very put together. It just feels thrown together. You know, you've got different mismatched things. Now, sometimes you can mix and match and it comes out cute if it looks intentional. But if it's just, bits and pieces here and there, it doesn't look intentional. It just looks like a mess, like somebody threw up Halloween decorations on your front lawn.
Do you find that a lot of people have the sound effects with their stuff or lighting and everything?
Honestly, not a lot of people. My friend and I put together a total of 7 projectors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Some of those are inside and then focused on windows so that you can see them from the outside. And then some of them are actually outside, focused on the outside walls. And those have sound with those as well.
Okay.
So those are fun. Wiring so doing the wiring, setting up the projectors, took almost as long as everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we did a Halloween tree.
Yeah, you did.
First year I've done that. I kind of like it.
It's cute.
Um,
It's cute.
My concern is going to be, number one, we won't take it down. We'll just we'll make it into a Thanksgiving tree, which we're trying to figure out. What is a Thanksgiving tree? We might put some raw turkey up there. I don't know.
Or some cranberry sauce.
Maybe. But I'm thinking it'll probably just be fall leaves.
Yeah.
You know.
Just fall stuff like pumpkins and scarecrows and things.
Yeah, and then we'll move to Christmas after that.
Okay.
But I don't know. I like the idea, and we were really enthusiastic. And now that it's up, it's cool. But there's something about putting up the Christmas tree
That you're not going to get to do.
I know. Well, just the whole thing of, ooh, there's the lights and the stuff, and now it feels like Christmas. I don't know. Maybe it'll kind of destroy that. I'm not totally sure.
Maybe not, because if you take the effort to take all the Halloween stuff off of it, which honestly at Christmas I would just leave it, because I think that it'll work.
Mm-hmm.
But then you take the time to really decorate for Christmas as well. Just the fact that the tree, which holds the decorations, was already there, is not really, I don't think, would affect the feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, one of the things I was worried about in the neighborhood, and I don't know if this is something that people should worry about, is I'm concerned about the spider webs.
You're concerned
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the cottony kind of
people-
pull apart stuff.
Exactly. People put them in their trees and over the bushes and spread them out and stretch them out. How that just seems to me that it's going to be very difficult to get rid of when it comes time to getting rid of.
Doesn't it? Because pulling that stuff out of those, especially out of those hedges.
Not going to happen. All right. Well, be careful with those decorations, people. I'm all enthusiastic about decorating, especially for Halloween. And so go crazy and send us pictures. We want to see what they look like. We're
Absolutely.
fine. We'll put them up on our website.
Yes,
It'll be
we
fine.
will.
We should put pictures of the one you worked on.
Oh, we're going to.
Yeah.
We're going to post on Nextdoor as well to try and get people to come and check it out.
Okay.
Anyhow, doing all of that decorating, do you want to know what that did to my, I don't know, sleep?
I do, and I want you to tell us what happened on your sleep. But first,
Yeah? What?
we should do a little Would You Rather.
Oh, did I
Boom, boom,
completely
boom, boom,
forget
bum.
something? I did.
We play a little game of Would You Rather on every show, which is basically an opportunity for to get us to discuss, I don't know what, ethics?
Anything.
Do we have ethics?
No.
Just kind of like what we would do in certain situations, and you can play along with us. It's a good conversation starter. If you're listening with someone, you can pause the podcast and say, what would you do?
And have a discussion.
Yeah, that's basically what it's about. Just discussing.
Discussion?
And today, what we do is we drop blue stones. We drop
A
color
stone.
stones.
Yes.
Today will be a blue stone.
No, it's not.
It
You're
will
not
be.
psychic.
I'm psychic. My psychic powers say a blue stone will be dropped at some point today.
But I just dropped a yellow one.
Yes, you did.
So what I'd like you to do
Look
is
there.
I'd like you to answer or ask me a yellow question,
Yellow question.
please.
Okay, here we go. Getting it out. All right, yellow question.
Our mouths aren't working very well today. Have you noticed?
No, they're fine. All right, yellow is random, which is great.
Yeah.
I like the random questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, the yellow question today is, would you rather, as a man,
Okay, I can go there.
discover a hairy mole that covers one of your significant other's entire butt cheeks?
Oh my God. Wait, like
disgusting.
plural cheeks?
One.
Oh, one of their butt cheeks. Okay.
One of your significant other's entire butt cheeks. Or discover a heart-shaped tattoo with the inscription Bubba's Girl on that same butt cheek.
I probably, do I have to choose one or the
I
other?
think so. That's a weird question.
Okay, so here's what I would do. If I were a man and I saw the mole that, like, I hadn't noticed it before,
Yeah.
but now it covers the entire butt cheek of my significant other. Who
Right.
I'm going to just to take an assumption here that I've already seen said butt cheek.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that, I don't know how that works.
Okay. If I've already seen said butt cheek and then I see the mole on it, I'm going to take her immediately to the emergency room.
Yeah, I mean, it covers the entire...
Yes. We
cheek.
need to have this removed immediately.
I'm guessing you'd see that the first time you saw the butt.
Yes. Yes. Now, if it were the first time I was seeing her butt and I saw that this mole covered an entire butt cheek,
Yeah.
I would just ask her about it.
And it's hairy, apparently.
It's hairy. And see if she's had a doctor look at it.
Yeah, I think there might be a problem there. Yeah.
Now, if I had previously seen this butt cheek and then one day I suddenly see a tattoo on this butt cheek that was not there prior.
I don't know if I'm not so sure it's just sudden.
That's
I
going
think-
to be a different
I
conversation.
think it's like the first time you see the butt cheek.
That's going to be a different conversation. Then if the first time I see the butt cheek, I see the tattoo, then I will probably assume she was drunk.
Okay.
But yeah, those are there's so too many variables.
I would go with the tattoo because, basically what someone did before they met you is not your business.
It's really not.
And she may have been Bubba's girl at one point.
She may have.
And Bubba's probably got a tattoo on his butt cheek. And there's nothing you can do about that.
And you can have it removed, but
Exactly.
what's the point? Nobody's going to see it except for.
So much easier to change your name to Bubba.
Yep, I agree.
And then she's Bubba's girl still.
She'll always be Bubba's girl.
That's correct. So yeah, I would go with the tattoo.
All right, so here it's your turn.
My turn to
Yes.
drop the blue stone. Although
It's not going to be
now that I
blue.
have them in my hand, I'm feeling red. But
Okay.
blue stone.
It's yellow. Huh. That's weird that your psychic
I'm just
abilities
off today. I'm
don't
just off.
work.
I'm totally off. I don't know if it's the tattoo or what, but I'm just off today.
They don't work. You're not psychic. Okay, so this
Way
is
off.
another random question. Would you rather
I knew you were going to say that.
fight heavy traffic for 1 hour every day?
You mean living in Atlanta? No. That would be 2 hours.
That's right. Or commute comfortably for 2 hours on a train every day?
Oh, that sounds kind of like fun.
No, every day,
On a train,
2 hours?
you could do work for 2 hours.
Okay,
Or
but what
sleep.
But what if your work day is an 8-hour work day and you have to be at the office for 8 hours? You want to spend 2 hours getting there, spend 8 hours,
Well,
and then
don't
2 hours
take that
getting
job
home?
if that's the case. I mean, you know how different the distance is, but
yeah.
I would take any job like that where I mean, because all right, so my studio right now, my workshop is a 2-hour drive from where I live.
That's true.
So I don't go there all the time, but when I do, it's 2 hours there, 2 hours back, 4 hours a day. That's half of a work day, just driving.
Yes.
I could get so much work done if someone else was driving during that 2 hours. So if I had a train and I could sit there, I could laptop, I could draw, I could sketch, I could do concept stuff, I could do whatever I want to do, and that'd be fun. Sleep for 2 hours? Heck yeah! I would say that. Sure, I'm going the train.
It's
Doing the
funny
train.
that you say that. I mean, I've never been one since high school. I've not commuted by train regularly. So I'm used to having my car. I'm used to doing things my way, going the direction I want, stopping when I want, et cetera, et cetera. And I have a friend who just relocated at work and now is able to take the train in to work and home. And he is absolutely loving it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
I don't know.
My baby takes the morning train. You know who sang that, don't you?
You know I'm horrible.
She's got the look.
Sheena Easton.
Yeah.
Yes.
Born the same day as me. The same date, not the same.
Not the same day.
I don't think she was born the same year.
I don't know.
Now I'm confused. No, I think she's much older than me. All right. Okay, so you were going to talk about sleep. What the heck's going on with the sleep?
Yeah, so this isn't this okay, I kind of made it sound like this is due to decorating my friend's lawn.
Well, so you lied.
Well, no, I guess it started before that. But that didn't help. Okay. So I would say that on 20 of the last 22 or 23 days,
Okay, almost a month.
almost a month, I have gotten a maximum of 4 hours of sleep per day.
Really?
Yeah.
On your own free will?
Yeah.
So you've just
It's not
Purposely decide-
consciously, not like I'm only going to sleep for 4 hours.
Uh-huh.
It's just I've been having fun. I've been hanging out with a friend. I've been doing other things. And
nasty? You've been doing the nasty?
no, I have not been doing the nasty.
Sorry. Didn't mean to ask. I shouldn't have asked.
You shouldn't have
Has
asked.
nothing
It's
to do with
not
it.
your business.
It's not my business.
It's not your business.
Were you?
No.
Were you really doing it?
No.
Okay.
No.
So, 4 hours of sleep.
So I'll get home and it's like 1, sometimes 2 in the morning, and I have to get up at 5.
I just want to point out that if I want to get 8 hours of sleep and I do the nasty,
Yeah.
I get 7 hours and 50 minutes of sleep. That's how long my nasty takes.
Your poor wife.
Yeah, baby.
I won't tell her you said that.
4 hours of sleep. Oh, now I've had 4 hours of sleep.
Well, I just, once in a while, it's
Yeah.
no big deal.
Right.
You get 4 hours of sleep, you get up, you go to work, your day goes on, blah, blah, blah.
Sometimes
You're
you
fine.
feel pretty good on 4
Yeah,
hours of sleep.
sometimes it's not bad to get less sleep.
The worst part is like first waking up and then that first maybe hour, but then once you adjust sometimes I've done that and I'm wide awake.
Sometimes you have more energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just adrenaline or what, but I will tell you that accumulatively, it is
You start seeing visions and
it's
stuff.
painful.
Have you been
it's
seeing weird
painful.
things?
No.
Because I've done that.
I've been
yeah.
loopy. I've been a little loopy.
Yeah.
I've been a little loopy.
That's not good on your job, though. You might get fired.
Nah.
You're making bad decisions.
Nah.
You're like, give it to the pink elephant over there.
He'll take care of it.
You're like, what pink elephant?
You know, that one.
Now
in
get
the
out of here.
corner.
I got to do the nasty. Yeah. That's something that you got to look out for.
Yeah,
at
so
work.
so I'm going to make sure and take some time soon-ish, possibly tonight, to get to bed early, get a good night's rest.
Do you have trouble sleeping?
I do.
Do you do the melatonin?
I do.
Because I did that. The first time I did it, I did 2 of them.
Yeah.
Knocked out until the next morning.
I take 2 melatonin every night as just ritual.
Really?
Yeah,
And
every
it
night.
doesn't do anything. You're still going 4 hours.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So what is the worst thing that has happened to you from lack of sleep? Like, what is what can you remember, like, that?
Well, I know recently, and so at work, I was in Texas, and I was installing a job in Texas, and it ran way, way over time. And so, like, we start installing, I don't know, 7 in the morning.
Okay.
And it's the last day, long day. And
Always,
Then
yeah.
we can't stop until we're done.
Right.
So sometimes, what we hope is we're done by 7, 7 to 7, and then we can get some sleep.
And that never happens.
Rarely happens.
Yeah.
So it goes late, and we thought, well, maybe it'll be midnight.
Okay.
And then we're like, 1, 2, and in the end, I was done at 5:30 in the morning.
Goodness.
I was totally knocked out.
Yeah.
Now, I had to get up the next morning and drive 18 hours
Yeah.
home on no sleep.
So you got you started at 7 a.m. say on Friday, and you finished at 5:30 a.m. on Saturday, and or whatever day it was.
Yes.
And then you got some sleep. Any sleep?
I ended up getting like 2 hours of sleep
Okay. And then you had to drive
and then drive.
for 20 hours.
Yeah.
That is so monotonous too. That's so
And
easy to fall asleep when you're driving.
I was concerned about that. Now I had somebody with me, and we were going to switch off driving, and I think I ended up driving a little over 8 hours before I was ready to switch out.
Oh my gosh.
And then we switched out, and then he drove for a little while, and then he was like, I gotta sleep. And so I had to take it again for a while. Mm-hmm. And then after I took it again, I think he did it again for the last part of the stretch, and he had energy at that point after he did a little sleep. So, but I mean, so here's my problem that happens, and I always wonder if other people have the same problem. So, like, if I'm driving and I'm sleeping, and then because you don't want to fall asleep, and I've had one instance.
Told you your mouth wasn't
Sometimes,
working today.
where I think it's not like my eyes closed and I went to sleep, but it was like my brain shut down and I went to sleep.
Right.
And I started going off the road, and someone woke me up. So that was scary.
That is.
I actually
very
pulled over, and I had to have coffee and all that kind of stuff. So, but I didn't realize it. And so what happens is after I do that, and I'm driving for a while, and I get home, and then I'm like so dead tired, and then I get in bed. I cannot sleep because my brain starts telling me I'm driving really, and I shouldn't be falling asleep. So it's like I don't know the difference between going to sleep and thinking I'm driving, or driving and thinking I'm falling asleep.
Yeah.
So my brain starts going to trick mode, and all night long I keep jerking awake thinking I fell asleep while I'm driving.
So you don't get any rest, and then you're just as screwed up the next day.
For a while, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I get a little bit restful.
So Could you imagine what if the person in the car with you wasn't awake enough to see that you were going off
Yeah,
the road?
I mean, that's very, very dangerous. Not just running off the road.
Or running into another oncoming traffic.
That's the big thing. Running
Yeah.
off the road, usually you hear noises or whatever that will kind of jar you awake.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't go totally out, but I was blacking out, I think. That's probably the worst. That scared
Wow.
me, and I pulled over. I was like, ooh, because my mind starts playing a trick. You're going to sleep, and your mind is telling you you're awake, but you're not. It's weird.
Yeah,
But
that's scary.
Very scary, yeah.
So I had an instance driving once as well. My ex-husband and I were driving from Anchorage, Alaska to Homer, Alaska to visit friends. Now, this was after we worked all day long and then had to do some things around the house. So we probably didn't get down there until 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And then we hung out and we had a late dinner and hang out with our friends. And then we got into a fight.
Uh-oh.
And then he wanted to drive home. And it was
Oh, he fell asleep on purpose.
1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning at that point, and he wanted to turn around and drive the 4.5 hours home. After we worked all day, drove down there, hung out with them, and then he wants to drive back 4 hours. And I felt very nervous because he
Yeah.
told me he was sleepy,
Yeah.
but he would not take no for an answer. So me being the passenger in the car and us being angry with each other to begin with was a very uncomfortable situation for me. I couldn't fall asleep because I was afraid he would fall asleep.
Yeah.
And so I made myself stay awake and watch him drive for 4 hours.
I used to be the guy that everybody would let drive at night because I would not fall asleep. I could drive all night and not get tired and not fall asleep. But somewhere after the age of 40,
Yeah.
that went away.
Yeah, that
That
does go away.
superpower's gone.
It's gone.
In fact, I can't walk from one side of the house to the other without falling asleep. That's what happens when you get over 50.
I get tired in the car coming home from work, and I've only been in the car for like 15 minutes, and then traffic, and you're just sitting there, especially in the summertime when the sun is beating down on you, and just like your eyes start
Yeah.
to shut, and you yawn, and it's like, come on, you just left work, you were fine.
I'm doing work at my computer, and then I'm nodding off, and I'm like, "What? I'm my freaking grandfather now.
You are.
I just when did I start just nodding off like an old doddering man and just like
I can tell you.
and drooling and it's like what happened the past 30 minutes?
Started about 8 years ago. I knew you then, and you used to fall asleep watching TV a lot.
I still do.
I know, but what's funny is now, if you and I are chatting, and if your wife comes home, and then we all start chatting, and then she and I go off on a conversation, 5 minutes flat, you are out. If you are not part of the conversation for 5 minutes, out.
I'll usually just kind of close my eyes. I might not always be out. Now let me ask you this:
What?
have you ever been on Facebook or social media? You're kind of lying in the bed, you're reading, you're doing whatever, and then you black out, you fall asleep, you wake up, and you look, and you've texted on your phone
Not verbatim.
and posted it.
Not verbatim.
I've done that. I'm like, what the heck? It's like fall asleep while my thumb is on the P, you know. And I just wonder if people know it, or if they're like, what's going on? Did he have a stroke?
What I've done is I've had my iPad in front of my face, laying
Yes.
on my back. You know, everybody's done the drop it on your face thing.
Yes.
But I have been looking on Facebook and dropped my iPad on my face and accidentally liked something with my nose.
Oh, I do that. Yeah. I'm always worried about that.
Holy shit, I didn't mean to like that. Don't ever lay like that when you're cyber stalking someone.
I'll sometimes, because my wife always goes to bed looking at her phone.
Yep.
And I do sometimes, and probably frequently, and it's usually my iPad though. But so she'll be like scrolling on Facebook, and I just figure she's over there just like, you know, reading posts or whatever. And then I'll look, and she's still got it on, and I'll hear. And it's like, oh no, she's on Facebook, and she's asleep. And I keep looking for the posts. But, you know, you never know what you're going to like or comment on accidentally,
So if you
or
have
subscribe to or order.
Or order
On Amazon.
on one touch
You have to
ordering.
be careful, yes.
Yeah, if you have a crush or something,
Oh,
or
man.
or somebody that you've suddenly found and you're super interested in, like
Yes.
they're really cool people,
Right.
and you scroll way back like 2 years in their Instagram
Yes.
feed.
And then
Be
accidentally
so
like
careful.
because then they know you
so
looked
careful.
all the way through. Well, you know, Instagram
Yeah.
is horrible for that. It's
Yeah.
the worst interface because just scrolling, you can accidentally like something
Yep.
if you're just scrolling and you don't even know who it is or what it is. Yeah.
If you
I'm very
accidentally
careful.
tap it twice, it's done. It's
Oh,
over.
sure.
It's on.
Like sometimes it's like and not always, but it's like I will, sometimes it's like people you might know or something, but sometimes I will see a comment by someone who comments on a friend thing. Oh, who is this person? I'll look and I go, oh, wow.
They're cool.
She's
Yeah.
cute. And I was just like, oh, look. And there's her husband. There's her kids.
Sure.
Oh, I hear she is in a bathing suit. Why did I just click like? And then she's going to be like, who is this person? Because you can't undo it. Even if you undo it, they still get an email
Yep.
that you liked that photo.
Yep.
So it's just like, just delete your account.
Just go away.
Yeah.
Just delete it. Take all those images, put them somewhere else, and be done with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your life is
Quickly change your account to like the same sex, so they won't think it's somebody scoping them out.
Even then, it could be somebody scoping them out.
Or
What's
just-
that make a difference?
I just changed my profile picture to Satan. So she's like, oh, why is Satan looking at me? That's what I did.
Satan's checking to see if I have a valuable soul.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. That's a good line to end that on.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah. So, I'm going to work on my sleep and see if I can get a little less loopy. And perhaps.
I don't believe that.
Oh, well. That's never going to happen, I'll be honest.
Well, let me get your advice. I've got a life dilemma, a life
And you want
situation.
my advice.
I need your advice. I'm
My
looking
advice.
for well, I'm looking for you usually give our relationship advice.
Yes, I do.
This is not about a relationship though. This is about employment. This is
Oh.
about work. This is
Yeah,
about business.
That's a relationship.
Sort of.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
All right. I own my own business. I have for 16, almost 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
And really forever. I've been a freelancer, self-employed for my whole life, but the business that I currently own, I've had for 16 years.
Right.
And for the most part, I enjoy it. It's off and on and up and down, a typical kind of artist life, I suppose. And it's an art-based business.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say in the last few years, the business has kind of started like taking a downward turn.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know that it's necessarily my business. I think it could be the industry in general.
Okay.
But it's certainly my business is doing it.
Your business is definitely being affected.
Yes.
Okay.
And I've known it, and so there have been a lot of times where I thought, well, is it time to quit? Is it time
Right.
to keep, should I do something else? Should I just work to try to promote the business more? Whatever.
Right, right.
And I've explored a lot of options. So the last couple years, it's really, really gotten bad.
It has.
And in the past year, it's just like, at a point, it's just like, okay, this is really, really bad. This is this is worse than it should be, really.
You have an amazing vocabulary.
And so I think, well, if it gets any worse, then it's time to quit. That's what I think. And
You've
so I
been
kinda sit
thinking
there-
that for a couple years now.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
Oh, okay.
Then it gets worse.
Sorry.
Then I'm going, oh, this is even worse. Maybe I should quit. So what I feel like is that, and I'm not a believer. I'm not one of those people who's like, the universe is trying to tell me something.
Right.
I don't believe in that. But I do believe in kind of a universal intelligence.
Okay.
So I believe, I don't believe that the universe,
Right. Specifically.
Psst, Rick, time to get a new job. I don't
Right.
think that, but I
Yeah.
do believe in the intelligence that runs everything in the universe, including me, may be kind of shifting what my purpose is or my function is in life
Okay.
to something else, right?
Okay. All right.
I might be
follow.
more valuable doing something else in the world, I guess.
You could always be more valuable. I didn't mean that the way it came
I'm
out.
just saying.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying it might, maybe, I need to shine shoes for a while.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Or be a greeter at a supermarket or super, whatever they call them.
Well, I'll tell you what, I already know what's happening every time you say, if it gets any worse, I'm going to quit. And then it gets worse, and you're like, it's worse. Maybe I should quit. If it gets any worse, I'll quit.
Yeah.
And then you just go down that road for so long. What you're doing is you are a master adapter. For one thing, you adapt quickly, but you're also a master manipulator when it comes to self-manipulation. So you are not that kind of, not physically manipulating yourself. I've seen you do that, and you're really not that good at it.
What?
Okay, so when you adapt so quickly to things, you're like, well, this is all I've got. I got to do this. And then you're like, but it'll be all right. That's where your brain goes, and that's adapting and self-manipulating, because you're telling yourself, oh, it's fine, it's going to get better. Oh, it's fine, it's going to get better. And it never does. It gets worse. And you're like, well, it's worse, yeah, but it could be worse. And that's true. But when is it too bad? When is it enough?
Well, I mean, that's kind of the point. So I'm sort of looking at now, I'm just sort of like, okay, so there's two choices that I have. One is quit, shut everything down.
Yep.
And honestly, well, okay, I'll come back to the honestly in a few minutes.
Okay.
Because number two
Yeah.
is radically change the way that I do business and the way I've been doing business for 16 years.
All right.
Just do it completely different. So those are the two choices I have. I don't think it's an option to keep doing things the way things have been going.
Clearly
when
not.
I started, everything was great. And the business model that we had and the type of business, it was fine. And it did well. And at times really well. Sometimes but most of the time pretty good. So, but here's my problem. So now when I'm faced with changing, and I'm not a big fan of change.
No, you're not. That's why you just keep adapting to the same thing.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
but I have employees, people who work for me, and I think about that. I'm like, okay, because I'm responsible for other people. So if I just go, hey, I'm closing this down, then suddenly I've made people unemployed, and so that's a part of this decision. The other decision is just age. I'm not at a point where I can go, okay, well, I'll go out and find another job. No one's going to hire me. That people want younger people. So, and I can continue freelancing, which I'd probably do, and I don't mind that idea.
Right.
But it's not that easy to do at my age to go and just, hey, let's just start over.
No, it's really not easy to start over.
Maybe I'll be maybe I'll go into the NBA.
That's not going to happen.
Maybe I'll go into the NFL. I mean, my options are limited in what I can do. And even as an artist, I mean, I used to make a living as a graphic artist and a designer, but I haven't done that in a while. And so software has changed. Everything has changed to the point where I can't keep up with that. I mean, now the new stuff, I don't even know.
Right.
So all of that has changed. So it's just like part of me says, you got to keep doing what you're doing. But then doing what I'm doing is saying, no, don't keep doing what you're doing.
It's not working.
So I guess my question is, and what I'm trying to get from you is it crazy at my age and at this stage to be considering a big career change?
No, I don't think so.
Here's what I was thinking today. I was like, sometimes you do those things where people like, if you could do anything that you want, what would you do? And then you also see these people that just say, do what you want and the money will follow, or do what you want to do or love to do and you'll be happy for the rest of your life. Yeah,
the saying I got, I think it was actually today, somebody said, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. Yeah. That was you. You said that to me yesterday.
Huh?
You texted that to me yesterday. Somebody did. Anyways.
I've never texted that to anyone.
Well, you did it as a joke.
I don't think so.
Okay, somebody did.
Somebody. Okay, I'll accept that, but I didn't do it.
Thank you for accepting that, Judge.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, but that's not feasible all the time.
It isn't. So here's what I was thinking. So let's say I have a choice to do that. And I'm going to ask you what you would do, but I'm going to say what I would do. If I had a choice and someone came to me and said, just you have a choice, you can do what you want to do for the rest of your life.
Wow. All right. I'm down.
I won't say money's no option, but money has to be an option a little bit. But it's like you do this, and then you're basically starting over. You might not be wealthy immediately, but you might move towards that. So what would you do, like from scratch? What would you do? And my answer would be, I would do art. I would do fine art, painting, drawing, that kind of stuff in a studio. I'd get a studio and do that.
Yes, I know that about you.
That's kind of what I would like to do for the rest of my life.
Yes.
Okay. Now, it's not a huge leap from what I'm doing now. I'm doing art, but I'm doing a little more commercial art.
Yeah.
And so I find myself a lot of times saying, if I want to start a business, and I think, what would I start? And then I make a list of the kind of stuff I would do to start a business, and then I'm like, oh, wait, I already have that business.
Yes, you do.
So I basically start the same business I already have. So I just think maybe I should keep doing what I'm doing. But I think if I was starting over doing something else, I would like to do that. But then I also think, well, at my age, I'm supposed to have a bank account and money and provide.
Right.
I'm not supposed to be a starving artist. That's what you are in college.
Right.
And I'm so old I can't even remember college. So I don't know. I mean, I know people who do that for a living have either A, just graduated from college,
right,
or B, just retired.
Right.
And they have a lot of money in the bank and they can afford to do it. I'm neither of those.
No, you have a sugar mama, though.
No.
No.
No, I don't. I don't. I mean, I have a wife who has a job, but I mean, she doesn't have a job that.
It's more than I've got.
Well, I know, but I mean, still, she's got bills. I got bills. We both have bills. I got to pay my own bills. But she can't really take care of everything by herself.
No.
So I don't know. Is it smart at my age to follow your dream and to do that? Or is it just stay with a crappy situation and try to make it work?
Well, in my opinion...
And am I a loser for even asking this question?
You're not a loser. Nobody's
I do feel like a loser.
Do you really?
Totally.
You shouldn't.
Well, I do. I mean...
Life changes. People change.
I know, but...
Situations change.
But it's been changing for years, and I'm still doing it. I mean, don't you think when it really started tanking, it was just like, oh, time to get out. Well, see, I'm not a business person. That's one thing.
That is one thing.
I shouldn't be running a business because I'm not a business person.
Right.
I only started this business to do art.
Right.
So one of the reasons why it's tanking is because I'm not a good business person, and I understand that. But I don't know. I'm kind of at a point where I feel like it might be too late to try to rescue it.
Yeah.
And if I'm totally honest with myself, there's a little bit of myself that just wants it done and over with.
And that's why I think you need to at least start taking steps to get to that point where you can let it go. Just in your mind, you have to tell yourself, this is ending. So I need to start making arrangements for it to be okay to end. And whatever that means for you, I think it doesn't have to just, okay, it's shut down overnight. That's not really feasible. You have to, make adjustments. You have to make plans. You have to set things in order. You have to, get yourself to where you're right with it both physically and emotionally. Meaning, physically, you've got all this shit, all this stuff for your job because it takes a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You need to find something to do with that stuff. While still just keeping the bare minimum to do what you do. You've also got to just start scaling down, but you've also got to get yourself right with it, because if you just ended it tomorrow, you would come back in a month or so and be like, did I make a huge mistake?
Sort of, but at the same time, I think there'd be a big relief. I've played it all out in my head. There's a part of me that doesn't want it to end. I would like my role in the company and the business to change. I'm doing stuff right now that I did when I was younger, and now younger people should be doing it. But I have to do it because I don't have younger people to do it.
You didn't have children.
It's not just children. It's just like I need to hire younger people.
Yeah.
But I need to move into a more of a I don't want to say desk job, but more of a non
physical.
Yeah.
Because it's hard.
But
what you do.
Yeah. And then that's one thing keeping the company. And when the company is good and it's making money, it makes good money. And I'm totally fine with that. I like having that kind of money. But there's also something in me that would just really, really, really like to sit in a studio and just do art.
And just do
me, not have to worry about employees, not have to worry about big contracts, not have to worry about big jobs, just sitting and doing art.
And if people want to buy it, great. If they don't, that's fine.
I
too.
think that's what my soul is. No, I want them to buy it.
No, I really want them to buy it.
I want them to buy it.
You should buy that.
But I do. I think that's where my soul is now. You've been to Asheville.
I have.
We went to the Jonas Gerard Gallery in Asheville, didn't we?
We did.
By the way, if you ever go to Asheville, go to the Jonas Gerard Gallery.
Yes, you should. It's kind of fun.
He's got 2 of them.
They're right.
And I should point out he just had a heart attack. And but they say he's going to be fine. He's going to be back live painting next month. He does live paint. He's like in his 80s.
Yeah.
And he's awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of times he dances when he paints, and he's it's just fun to watch.
He's a happy painter.
Yeah, and he does mostly abstracts and very, very, very colorful.
Yeah.
But he's got a studio that's huge. It's gigantic, and he's got paintings everywhere. Tons and tons. Very prolific painter.
Yes.
Tons of paintings everywhere. And then you go up and you go, I want to buy a painting. You look, it's $11,000
For a smallish one.
For an average size Jonas is $11,000, and it's like that's how he pays for his studios.
Dance/art studio.
So I've never sold a painting for $11,000.
I wonder what it feels like.
I would love to know. But I don't know. I would like to be in that position.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you have to get 80 to do it. I don't know, but
You're getting there.
It's a couple years from now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm at a point where I just don't know what to do. I don't know which way to go. I'm desperate. That's why I came to you.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Because I am not the best one for advice on jobs and leaving jobs and changing jobs, etc.
I mean, that whole thing of just follow your heart, do it, whatever they say, jump out, make the leap.
Stick your neck out.
Yeah, just do it. And what do they say? Just jump off the cliff, the net will follow, or something, the net will appear. Well, it doesn't always appear.
And you don't really want the net following you down, because that would be bad. Then you'd just land and splat, and then you'd be covered in net.
Well, it's just, I think the concept is just take a leap of faith, and somebody will be there to catch you. And and I don't mean to seem negative, but sometimes that doesn't work. I've tried it before.
Yeah.
I mean, what's happening right now was my leap of faith.
Mm-hmm.
And the net has a big hole in it.
Yeah, it's a huge hole. It's like let you through it and everything you own.
I mean, I still have fun doing a lot of what I do. So that's another thing is, do I keep doing what I have fun doing? I don't know. I just feel like, again, I think things might have to mutate into a totally different business model, totally different type of thing that we do.
Mm-hmm.
I've been really thinking of kind of keeping everything local because we travel a lot. And I just think, Atlanta's a big city. There's a lot of opportunity. So maybe keep it local, maybe do what I do here and do it, kind of scale it down just a little bit, make it a little more fun. I don't know.
Again, regardless of which way you decide to go, if you're going to keep your business, if you're not going to keep your business, you have to A, weigh out the pros and cons, okay? And then B, make an educated decision on which you think is the best path, and then start taking steps to get there gradually. You can't just, I don't think it's a good idea to just say, no, and we're done, or, yep, I'm doing this for the rest of my life.
Especially when you're married.
Yeah, no.
Wives don't really think kindly on that.
No. Nor do husbands. I'll just be honest with you.
Yeah, your partner, and that's a lot of pressure. I mean, that's, I know I'm putting pressure on my wife, trying to make a decision.
Yeah.
But it's just like when you're old, and I don't know. It's when you're when you're advanced age, I guess, and by advanced age, I just mean like middle age. I'm not totally old. But,
You're not old.
But I think I'm probably older than what most people would think it's time to, start a new career.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are my age that I know of are pondering retirement.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't think I ever want to retire. I would love to be an artist and be an artist for the rest of my life and do nothing but that.
Right.
And maybe I could if I could get a studio and sell art and make a living doing it.
Sure.
I think that's entirely possible.
I think ultimately you're going to make the right decision.
I like the whole take the leap of faith.
You just said leak of faith.
It was a Freudian slick. But I like that idea. I think it's good. I mean, it's advice I would give people. I always think follow your heart, but
when your wallet has to come with you,
yeah,
there's the problem.
I don't know if I can take my own advice in this situation. Well, what do you think, people, listeners? Help me out. Throw me some advice. Tell me, what should I do? Am I too old to be doing this? Am I too old to even be pondering it? Or should I just do it? Should I say, what the heck, and take a, jump out and do it?
Just do it.
Tell me, send me your advice to thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Let me know what you would do in my situation. I need some help from the people out there. Hey, if you just joined us as a listener, if you went to the Halloween parade, got a sticker, found out a little bit about us, and started listening, first of all, thank you. Welcome. We do the show. It's a little crazy. We do a little bit of everything. You can kind of go back and listen to almost 100 shows.
Almost.
This is episode 96.
96.
You know what 96 is, don't you?
It's 69
backward.
Duh.
And who doesn't love that? But yeah, we're always listening or hoping for you to submit your questions, advice. Tell us what you think of the show. Tell us what you don't like, what you like, whatever. I don't know. And it's a good way to get on the show.
Yeah.
We'll read your letters. But you can send them to thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. You can send us something on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. That's kind of where we hang out when we do the show. And we have a new show every Monday. And what we like is, if you're listening to the show, subscribe. Please, subscribe. Don't just listen to it online. Subscribe, because it comes straight to your phone, straight to your iPod, your iPad, whatever you listen to. And you don't have to look for it. It just automatically will be there.
Plus, if you subscribe, we know you like us.
Yeah.
And we're very needy in that manner.
That is correct. So that's us. That's This Epic Disaster. We talk about all kinds of stuff. And you'll find this out if you listen to some back episodes. If you don't listen to back episodes, I'll tell you real quick. If you've got a relationship issue you want to have Cheri address, she will handle your relationship issue, and I will interpret your dreams.
And he's really good at the dream interpretation thing.
And I will be in your dreams sometimes.
That's frightening.
I hope so.
So what
let's talk about this brewski.
Yeah, this beer. Say it again.
Elysian.
Elysian Dark Knife Pumpkin Schwartz beer. When I first had a drink of it, when we first poured it and I tasted it, I really liked the flavor. And now it's kind of grown off of me.
Yeah.
The full glass is not for me.
I totally agree with you. The last few swallows kind of loses its flavor, becomes a little tart, a little tangy.
It's just
no carbonation.
Yeah, well, but it's not just that, because a lot of darker beers don't have a whole lot of carbonation. But what it is it's just become too much. It's just like in the back of my throat.
It's a lot of flavor.
Yeah, and it's just too much.
Okay. Well, do you want to rate it first, or do you want me to?
I will. For that first couple of sips, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 2.
First couple of sips is 2. You said first couple you liked.
I mean,
it.
2.5. Did I say 2? I meant 2.5. So I'm going to keep it right down the middle, 2.5. Well, 3 would be in the middle. I'm normally not this indecisive. I just only got 2.5 hours of sleep last night.
Yeah.
So let's go with 3.
3 at first.
I just want to watch you write it down every time I do it. Can I change it again?
No.
Okay.
All right. So I was going to, on my first few drinks of it, I was going to give it a 4.5.
Wow.
I really, really, really liked it.
Wow.
And then as it sat here a little bit and mellowed out a little bit, and I lost the flavor. And I'll tell you, I had a little piece of cheese while we were talking, and don't drink this beer with cheese. It turned into fish. The taste was fish. It was nasty. Well, so I'm lowering my score to a 4.
Okay.
Still good.
Still good.
I still recommend it. I did enjoy it, but it.
And side recommendation is do not have with cheese.
And don't drink it with cheese.
Okay.
Dark knife cutting the cheese. Anyway, thanks for listening to our show. Again, if you saw us at the Halloween parade, thanks for coming out to that too. What else do we need to tell people? Anything? Oh, I know.
What?
Next week is our Halloween show. It's our annual Halloween show, and we do Halloween stories. It'll be kind of fun. We got some great stories for you. I don't think it's too late to submit, isn't it?
It is too late. By the time this comes out, we won't have time to read your stories.
If it's really, 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 really short, we might, but you can't wait. Do it early.
Yeah.
Early on.
Early.
But even if you don't get to submit a story, make sure you listen to next week's podcast, our Halloween episode, and you can hear some haunted stories.
We'll be reading them for you.
I've got some. Sherry's got some. We've got some submissions from our listeners. It should be fun, I think.
It will be fun.
And I think we have a special haunted interview. I'm not going to go into details on that one.
Because we don't know if he's going to show up.
No, you never know. You just got to conjure.
Ghosts are like that. Though.
I mean,
you
never really know. But anyway, so that's going to be fun. So make sure you tune in next week for our Halloween show. This week, though, we're done. It's time to go home.
It's time to go.
We will see you next week on Monday. Make sure you tune in and listen to us, and we will see you then.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.